Hey guys, welcome to Gizmo Times. This is Chetan and this is a quick comparison of the Realme 5 Pro with the Vivo Z1 Pro. These phones come with the same chipset, so that's why we thought let's compare and see how do these two phones differ. And in this video itself, we are going to do the speed test comparison as well for you to see if the Color OS versus Fun Touch OS do makes quite a lot of difference even though the chipsets are the same. So these phones are having a different set of displays. I mean, with the technology, they are the same. It's the IPS LCD display on both of them. And the screen size, it's 6.3 inch on the Realme 5 Pro. It's 6.53 inch on the Vivo Z1 Pro, though the resolution is still the same. And both of them offer the Full HD Plus resolution here. And with the design, there's quite a good difference here. Although, see, I'll have to rub the phones. That's because they have quite a glossy back, and these are with plastic build, and they aren't glass. So this is the Vivo Z1 Pro that has quite a good vertical kind of gradient, and it looks good. On the other side, the Realme 5 Pro as well looks good, and you'll have to always keep it cleaned because of the fact that it has again a plastic back with that glossy finish and the diamond cut design. Both of them have easy prone to smudges and fingerprints and scratches as well. They don't have any protection on the back. On the front, the Realme 5 Pro display of the Realme 5 Pro has the Gorilla Glass 3 protection. On the other side, the Vivo Z1 Pro has the short sensation glass, which is comparable to the Gorilla Glass 5 if you talk about the hardness that the glass produces. But in the end, we aren't sure how strong that would be. And we know that the Gorilla Glass 3 can protect itself from the scratches, but not against falls. So there lies the difference between the display and the design. And next, with the performance, obviously it's going to be the Snapdragon 712 on the both the phones. It's no different in that way. And one difference where I had seen the phones to be different is with the variants that they come with. It's 4GB RAM, 64GB storage on both. 6GB RAM, 64GB is another variant, but the Vivo Z1 Pro is restricted to 6GB RAM for 128GB storage, while the Realme 5 Pro has one variant that goes with 8GB RAM and 128GB storage. So that way I would say that yes, there's a better variant available for the Realme 5 Pro in case you're someone who's interested in getting that for the longer term usage. For the benchmarks, I would say again not a huge difference. The Vivo Z1 Pro has about 1,83,000 as the score. The Realme 5 Pro has 1,77,000 as the score for the Antutu, and on the Geekbench as well, not a huge difference in both of them because it's almost the same, 1900 around the same for the single core and 5900, 5700 for the multi-core. Since the processors are the same, the little difference in the scores would be because of the interfaces that they are coming with. So with the performance, with the gaming as well, there's almost the same graphic settings that is possible on both the phones on most of the games, including the PUBG Mobile, so no huge difference there. With the camera, obviously there's some good difference. I haven't tested the Realme 5 Pro for a long time, so we can't say whether the cameras are actually good or not, but it comes with that 48 megapixel Sony IMX586 camera as the primary camera there. With the f1.8 aperture, the Vivo Z1 Pro also comes with the same aperture size, but the sensor is different. It's a 16 megapixel camera, and that's the primary one. Both the phones have the 8 megapixel wide angle camera for the landscape photos. But there's a fourth camera apart from the third camera, that's the f2.4 depth sensor on both the phones. There's the fourth camera on the Realme 5 Pro. Even on the Realme 5 it had the same camera, that's the ultra macro camera with the macro lens offering macro shots. That's with the 4 centimeters distance you can take some close-up shots, and that's a unique camera that you see in this price range. We haven't seen most of the phones offering it. So the Vivo Z1 Pro does not have that camera. It's present on the Realme 5 Pro. With the battery life, one major aspect that is always on any phone, and with the mid-range phones, when we compare these with the flagship phones, obviously mid-range phones have a better battery since most of us don't care about the size of the phones, our weight of the phones, and it's okay to spend about 15 to 20,000 rupees for these kind of phones and get a good battery life. So the Vivo Z1 Pro would be the leader here. It's coming with the 5000 mAh battery and the 18 watt support for as well for the charge, which is that dual engine fast charge technology. On the other side, it's faster charging, 20 watt charging with the VOOC 3.0 flash charge, but it comes with a 4045 mAh battery. So with the battery life, obviously the Vivo Z1 Pro should be offering a better battery life because both the Fun Touch OS and Color OS are very well optimized for the battery life. They try to extend the battery life well when the phone is on standby and also take up lesser resources whenever it's possible. So the battery life should be the same if it had the 4000 mAh battery, the Vivo Z1 Pro, but it has a larger battery, 5000 mAh. So obviously it's going to give a better battery life, and in that aspect the Vivo Z1 Pro is actually better. And because of that large battery as well, there's the weight difference. The Vivo Z1 Pro is heavier, crossing 200 grams. It's 201 grams, and it's 184 grams for the Realme 5 Pro. So 6.3-inch display, 6.53-inch display, and the lesser weight, higher weight. Comfort way, I would say the Realme 5 Pro is actually comfortable to hold and easier to use. Though both of them are not easy to use with a single hand. You might use the second hand always to click on something that is towards the top. So it's not easy to use with one hand. And both the OS have quite a good set of features for making it easier for the users with the one-handed mode, split screen mode, and quite a lot of other things. Both of them have special features for the gamers as well. And Snapdragon 712 is capable of running even Fortnite, if you're wondering. So both the phones will be capable of running a Fortnite game as well as the PUBG Mobile without any issues. So this was the quick comparison of the specifications of these two phones. Now let's head to the speed test comparison to see which one actually does well, which one actually takes up lesser time to play different applications together and keep others in the background, and how well do they do there. So this was the comparison, the speed test comparison as well. You see who was the winner, and you can see that with our early thoughts, I would say that the Vivo Z1 Pro has a better battery life. With the displays, both are the same. I mean, the display size is bigger on the Vivo Z1 Pro, but both of them have the same IPS LCD display. With the performance, no huge difference. With the cameras, at least with the specs, I feel that the Realme 5 Pro is better with that better primary camera, and also with the addition of the macro camera there, that's the fourth camera. And with the selfies, the part that we missed out there, it's 32 megapixel selfie camera with the punch hole display against the 16 megapixel selfie camera with that notch on the top of the Realme 5 Pro. With the selfies, I won't say one is better than the other. We haven't tested it out yet, so I feel they should be doing the same job except for the resolution being better on the Vivo Z1 Pro. So this was the comparison of these two phones. I hope you like this video. If you do, share and subscribe to Gizmo Times for more. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.